attacked, by the way, by that imam, um, uh, given the fact that Fadli Zon is not just a politician, but is also the right-hand man of General Prabowo. Prabowo is the most notorious mass-killing general in Indonesia. He was also the general who was the closest protege of the U.S. Pentagon and intelligence during his military career. So Fadli Zon was attacked.
And Prabowo was instrumental in East Timor.
Yes, he did massacres in Timor and many other places. But now it is his right-hand man, Fadli Zon, who was appearing with Trump at Trump Tower, helping in the initial stages of launching the campaign, and who is now one of the main supporters of this movement, which has as its final goal the toppling of Indonesia's democratically elected president. And among the generals, and this is in a piece that I've been working on, and maybe by the time this airs, the piece will have already been released, that have been complicit in one degree or another in this movement, include General Prabowo, General Wiranto, who is currently still under indictment for war crimes in Timor, General Gatot, who is currently the commander of the Indonesian Armed Forces.
We'll be back with investigative journalist Alan Nairn in 30 seconds. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman as we continue our conversation with investigative journalist Alan Nairn, who's just published a shocking expose at The Intercept, revealing backers of Donald Trump in Indonesia have joined army officers in a vigilante street movement linked to ISIS in an attempt to oust Indonesia's president. I asked Alan Nairn to talk more about Trump's connection to Fadli Zon, the Indonesian politician who was seen with Trump at Trump Tower during the presidential campaign.
Well, after Fadli Zon returned to Indonesia, as I mentioned, he was fiercely and very courageously attacked by the Grand Imam of the Indonesian mosque here in New York City. And then he was also attacked by his colleagues in the Indonesian Congress. Fadli was and is the #2 person in the Indonesian Congress. And they tried to censure him for appearing with Donald Trump on the grounds that it was unethical. And as the Imam had pointed out, the thing that Trump is famous for in U.S. politics is being a racist and being anti-Islam. And this was especially sharp and ironic because Prabowo and Fadli Zon have used as their main political tactic attacking any of their opponents on the grounds that their opponents are, one, anti-Islam, not as Islamic as they are, and two, tools of foreigners. Prabowo, of course, as he had told me in our extensive discussion, himself was the closest partner of U.S. intelligence in Indonesia when he was helping to run the mass murdering Suharto military. He worked for the DIA, the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency, but in the campaign he was running as a phony nationalist. So after he returned to Indonesia, Fadli Zon was under pressure from the Congress. He, in the end, escaped any serious censure, but he did not repudiate Donald Trump. He became Donald Trump's most vocal defender within Indonesian politics. And indeed, after the point in the campaign when Trump said that he was going to ban all Muslims from the United States, including in its first version, in its first iteration, ban even Muslims who were citizens of the U.S., even members of the U.S. military who happened to be overseas at that moment. He was going to ban them from returning home. He later had to modify and back off from that. After Trump made his first outrageous call for the Muslim ban, Fadli Zon defended him in Indonesia. And he said, Trump is not anti-Islam. Donald Trump is not anti-Islam. And just you wait and see. As soon as he becomes president, he's going to drop all that stuff because that's only campaign rhetoric. So in essence, Fadli Zon has been Donald Trump's political spokesman